Hey class, welcome to week 2 of the Living Arts. This is the week where we really start working for real. I appreciate all of your patience as I am learning the best way to make all of these resources available to you, how to deliver content. So if you're watching this video, then it means that you've done everything right so far. You've made it to the playlist on YouTube and just work your way through this. And then there's a couple times where you'll need to sort of go back to D2L and look at some of the PowerPoints on there to go along with these videos. Should be pretty self-explanatory. I'm really trying to make this uh, as simple as possible to sort of follow what you're supposed to do. But obviously, if you're getting lost or if I am being unclear about something, it's not my intention. So if that's happening, please let me know. I can't see you. And I'm pretty good at reading people when I can see them, and I know when to move forward, when to slow down. But this is a one-way conversation, at least right now, and so the best I can do is try to make this as self-explanatory as I can. So as we're going to be looking into week 2, what you're going to be watching here in a few minutes, I've taken a couple of PowerPoint presentations, and I've done some screen capture where I walk you through the PowerPoints. You can't see me, but you'll be able to hear me. I hope that is helpful. I'm also providing those PowerPoints without my narration as well for you. You'll be able to click on those and go back and look through them. I wanted to make sure that I explained the Wednesday weekly meeting that I emailed you all about. So this is optional. As I think I mentioned earlier, it seemed I think synchronous meetings on Zoom are fantastic, but I think that they can be a little burdensome to some of the students, depending on what your situation is like and what kind of internet and what your availability is like. And I feel like for a 100-level class like this, I don't think it's fair to ask you to do too many of those. However, I also know that a lot of you would benefit from a chance to have an open forum with me and other students. You can ask questions, get clarification, ask me to go over some things. And so that's why I'm going to make this available. It's not a trick. If you can't make it or you choose not to, that's okay. I'm not going to hold it against you. I'm also going to do my best to record those Zoom meetings and make them available to people who would like them. So the first one is this Wednesday. They'll be every Wednesday for the next 5 weeks, Wednesday at 3:30. So what would have been our second meeting of the week is when I'll have that. Again, follow the Zoom invite that I sent all of you. And come participate if you'd like, and if you choose not to, that's all right as well. So this week we're going to be talking about painting. We're going to be talking about something called the DIE method, and I've got a whole nother video that's going to talk about that. That's a lot of what we're going to be doing over these next 5 weeks. What I've decided, a week per topic is really not a lot of time. And I know some of you might be looking at the length of these videos and think, oh God, how much is he going to make us watch? It should still clock in at far less than the actual class time would have been if we were meeting. So just keep that in mind. I know, and feel free to spread these videos out if it takes you a lot of time. We have a lot of information to try to get through, and it's a lot to try to do virtually when I can't see what's landing. So we're going to be talking about painting, and I've decided with this semester that as we work our way through these artists, I'm going to concentrate on a particular artist. And I know there's a lot of limitations to that. As tempting it is to try to get a sort of broad scope when we hit these art forms. It's also kind of futile to try to do that. We've been painting as a species for a long time, and so trying to get a broad overview of that's meaningful at all is a lot to try to get through in just a few days. So instead what I've done is I've picked a particular artist, and that's who we're going to be looking at that artist's work during each week. Not because that artist is the best artist, but because I do think they have something interesting to offer, and of course it's going to be skewed towards artists that I like, but that's sort of the way we're going to work through this. So this first week, as we talk about painting, we're going to be talking about painting and particularly using the artist Edward Hopper, American artist, early 20th century. You probably will recognize some of his paintings as we get into his work, but that's what we're going to be looking at this week. So as you work your way through this playlist, and then back to the PowerPoints. You're going to see some of these PowerPoints have little videos even embedded in them. So just make sure you check out all the media. If you're having trouble getting any of the media I give you to work, everyone's D2L is a little different depending on the computer that you're on. So if you're having any trouble with links opening on D2L or not opening, please just copy and paste them into your browser, open them as a new window, and you shouldn't have any trouble. You will have to do this probably on a computer. I think smartphones, I can't guarantee that any of this stuff is going to work correctly on a smartphone. So once you've worked your way through all of the resources, participated in the Wednesday meeting if you choose to, there is another discussion this week. Just like last week, I'm asking you to post a thread and also reply to someone else's. And then there is a quiz. The quiz will largely be covering things that are covered in those PowerPoint presentations, so pay attention to those. The quiz is open as of Monday the 6th and will be open through Sunday night. Sunday the 12th, so make sure you don't miss the quiz. Also, you will see a link to a PowerPoint presentation that is for your art response papers. So remember, you're going to be writing 2 art response papers. You'll decide, so either painting, sculpture, music, dance, or theater. And so if you choose to make one of the 2 that you write about painting, then you'll also find a PowerPoint presentation that has the information and the walkthrough for how to begin that art response if you decide to do it on painting. You'll see in the assessments tab on D2L, if you get onto assignments, you'll also see where you turn those in, art response paper 1, art response paper 2. You'll also see the folder where the final gets turned in. It's a little too early to be worrying about the final, but for those of you who like to fret and look ahead, if you go to the content section just under the course schedule, you'll actually see the template for the final, and you can take a look at that. Also, if you want to go and investigate what the art response painting option looks like, the questions I'm asking are going to be very similar when it comes to sculpture, dance, music, and theater. So you can take a look at that and decide and begin to decide which ones you want to write about. So I hope all of that makes sense. It's a lot of information, and I just want to make sure that everyone understands how to navigate their way through all of this. So again, I appreciate your patience with me learning how to deliver this content to you. Please don't be shy reaching out with questions, although please keep in mind that, and it's fine, I don't want to discourage anyone from asking questions, but I do want to just once again ask you, before you email me with questions, just to take a look at the syllabus, see if the question's already answered. It just takes up, with all of these classes now online, I don't know if you've heard this from other professors or not, but with all of these classes now moved online, such a big part of the day is spent obviously answering concerns and questions. But when a lot of those are answering things that have already been answered, it's very time consuming, and it takes away from other more useful time. So I just ask you, in the time that it would take you to write me an email, you could probably check the syllabus, and chances are a lot of those questions are going to be there. If they're a question very specific to not understanding how I'm delivering content or something about this new switch to online, obviously ask me, and I'll do my best to clear things up for you. So I hope that takes care of everything. I hope all of that makes sense to you. And obviously, let me know if there's a breakdown, something's not working. But hopefully that will get you started this week. And hopefully I'll see most of you on Wednesday. All right, take care.